There is a moment when the noise of the world fades, just for a second. It might happen when you're walking alone, or staring into the sky, or lying awake at night, wondering why you feel incomplete. In that moment, something stirs inside you, a question you cannot unask. Is this all there is? This is not a breakdown. It is a breakthrough. You are not falling apart. You are hearing the calling. Every human soul carries within it a silent seed, a dormant spark waiting to be ignited. Most people never hear it. They run faster, work harder, distract themselves louder. They cover it with money, titles, noise, pride, and pain. But for some, maybe for you, the spark begins to flicker. A whisper begins to rise. There is more to life than survival. There is more to me than this identity I wear. There is something I must remember. This is the start of the path to superconsciousness, not a destination, a return. From the moment you were born, the world began shaping you. It told you what to be, how to look, what to chase, what success means, what failure means, who you are. But what if none of that is true? What if, behind all the layers of conditioning, there is a truer self, vast, still, luminous, watching it all? The ancient sages called it Atman, the mystics called it the soul. Modern thinkers might call it conscious awareness. But no label is enough. You feel it. When the world goes quiet, you feel its presence. You might wonder, why now? Why are you beginning to question, to seek, to hunger for meaning? Because you're ready. Not everyone hears the call at the same time. Some never do. And that's okay. But when the soul is ripe, when the false has become too heavy to carry, the real begins to whisper. That whisper becomes a voice, and eventually it becomes a fire. The calling is not a sign that something is wrong with your life. It is a sign that your higher life is ready to begin. You're not chasing something outside you. You are uncovering what's always been there. Superconsciousness is not a reward. It's your nature. But to reach it, you must unlearn, unwind, unplug from the illusion. You must dare to look inside, with honesty, with humility, and with deep trust. This journey is not easy, but it is real, and it is yours. You will face resistance from the world, from others, from yourself. But you will also taste peace beyond words, clarity beyond logic, love that asks for nothing. You will begin to know yourself, not the self you were taught to be, but the one you were born as. You are not here to sleep. You are here to awaken. And if you've heard the call, even faintly, then you've already begun. This is only the first step. In the next chapter, we will enter the sacred ground of stillness. We will learn how silence is not emptiness, but the foundation of everything real. The next phase is not about doing, but undoing. Until then, listen, breathe, be still. Your soul is speaking, and it has waited lifetimes for you to finally listen. Before any great tree can rise to the heavens, its roots must sink deep into still soil. Before your consciousness can expand into the infinite, your inner world must be cleared, calmed, and made sacred. This is the soil of silence. And silence is not the absence of sound. It is the absence of noise that does not serve your soul. In today's world, silence is almost extinct. Every moment is filled with notifications, conversations, distractions. We wake up to noise, work in noise, fall asleep with noise. But silence isn't dangerous. It's medicine, a return to the natural rhythm of your being. So why does it feel uncomfortable? Because when the noise fades, you're left with only yourself. your thoughts, your pain, your forgotten dreams, your unhealed wounds. And yet, it is here, in this sacred confrontation, that clarity begins. Close your eyes. Don't force your thoughts to stop. Don't fight your feelings. Just watch. Like clouds drifting across a vast sky, like waves rolling in and out on a beach. This simple act of observation is the first step to liberation. You begin to understand, I have thoughts, but I am not my thoughts. I feel emotions, but they do not define me. This is the beginning of inner mastery. Discipline is often misunderstood. It is not harsh. It is not rigid. True discipline is devotion. It is saying to yourself, I choose clarity over chaos. Make space in your day for silence. Start small. 5 minutes without distractions. A walk with no phone. One meal eaten slowly, in full presence. Breathing without multitasking. These are not small acts. They are revolutions against a distracted world. Stillness is not passivity. It is the most powerful force you can cultivate. It is where your intuition awakens, where answers emerge without searching, where the false dissolves and the true reveals itself. Stillness is not something you find. It is something you remember, because you are stillness. Beneath all movement, you are unmoved. Beneath all sound, you are silence. Beneath all identity, you are presence. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every anxious thought, every regret, every grudge, a weed. Superconsciousness cannot grow in tangled roots, so you begin to gently clear, let go of comparisons, release judgments, question automatic beliefs, forgive your past self. This isn't about suppressing what you feel. It's about seeing it and letting it go. One thought at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time. The more you remove, the more you can hear. And what do you hear? The quiet rhythm of your breath, the subtle pulse of the earth, the whisper of your own soul. Listening becomes a sacred act. You begin to hear what's really important, not the shouting world, but the soft, inner truth. You remember, you are not here to be busy. You are here to be awake. You do not need a mountaintop. You do not need a monastery. You only need intention, a corner of your room, a few minutes each day, a candle, a breath, a pause. This becomes your inner temple, where you return again and again to remember who you truly are.